Those bastards make so bold no more than a mile from the castle. We'll have to send out more patrols.
That won't do us any good, Hanush.
That's not a
Even if
trailer,
we had
but that's
10
a B-roll
times the
already.
men, we couldn't
But that's
reach
okay.
every thicket in the fiefdom.
You sent for me, sir?
Come in.
So we're on the B-roll already. Okay, Tobias, then let's take a seat.
For you, Hans would be dead.
So this is the segment of the game that I had hands-on with at Gamescom.
Exactly.
But we're going to have a look through some alternate ways to do things. Is that right?
Yes. Well, Kingdom Come, you saw it at Gamescom. When we give you a quest and give you like a task to do something, usually there's not one vanilla way you have to go through, like go to A, then do B, then do C. We just give you the quest, like do something, but how is about, it's on you to find out actually. That's a kind of a real RPG which we want to deliver with Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I tried to capture, well, already, when you and Holly were playing it at Gamescom, it was already funny that both of you had like different play styles. While Holly was aggressive, killing the bandits immediately. You were, I think, reporting to the commander, so he sent some soldiers with you. And that's what Kingdom Come is about. There's always, when it looks like that you screwed up at some point, there's always a workaround where you can try to find a new way how to solve the quest. And that's pretty exciting, I think.
I mean, I thought I was doing well until I discovered that I was the only one in the room who hadn't yet got to the bandits and killed them because I'd spent too long poking around the farm looking at things. But if there's anyone in the audience who is not familiar with Kingdom Come Deliverance and the story, could you give us a little bit of a backstory, Tobias, about how the game came about?
Yeah, well, Kingdom Come Deliverance is developed by Warhorse Studios, us, and it's the first game we are doing. And actually, for those who know, we were at Kickstarter in 2014, so back then it was really sink or swim. We had to pitch this game, and if back then we wanted 300,000 British pounds, and in the end we got 1.1 million, which is a huge thing, and it showed us that people really want this kind of game. However, as I said, it was sink or swim. If this wouldn't like turn up good, we wouldn't sit here together today, so this was like a really crucial thing. And from that day we were trying to be as open as possible and to show different alphas, different betas. We were talking about all the wins, all the fuck-ups we have in the development, everything that goes well and goes bad. And yeah, that's, on one hand it seems like we are developing this forever, but well, on February 13th it will be exactly 4 years after Kickstarter, and then we are going to release
and it's going to be
our baby. And yeah.
Amazing. And it's an open world role-playing game, but it's not your typical open world role-playing game. There are no fantastical elements in this. You're not going to be seeing dragons. Can you tell us a little bit about where Kingdom Come Deliverance is set, and more importantly, when it is set?
Yes. Well, Kingdom Come Deliverance is, as you said, an open world RPG, and it tries to be as realistic as possible. Yeah. And the setting, everything in this game should be somehow like realistic. Right? So the setting is in Bohemia in the year 1403, which is the Holy Roman Empire. Back then it was the Holy Roman Empire. Today is Czech Republic, if you know that place. And as you said, we have no magic and dragons, but we try to have like real sword fighting, real medieval feeling. Immersion and storytelling is the most important thing for us, so we try to make it as realistic as it can get, and to want to deliver you a game which brings you back in the medieval ages and show you actually how it really was. So in the beginning of you will never become a king or a lord or something. In the beginning you are like a regular farmer's boy.
So this is our character here, not that guy.
Yes, exactly. Here in this quest we are already a little bit further in the game, so you already did some stuff. And
I think that's the captain I did not report to for a while, because I went around looking at other stuff.
This is super funny, but because if you don't report,
he just goes off.
Did he left at your?
He did leave. Yeah, I failed the objective, and so I thought, of course he'll wait around for me. He's an NPC. But he didn't. He went off and did his mission anyway without me.
Someone says that we are creating a like hardcore, super complex game, but I would just say it's logic. It's not like I don't see the complexity in there. We try to have logic approaches. That's saying that is the Lord said now in this quest we are seeing here, go to the yard and report to Captain Bernard, and then go to the Neuhof stables. And he will go there, he will wait there, and he will wait there for about, let's say, a minute or so in real time, and then he's about to leave with all his men, and he will leave you there on this place. So of course, I mean, like, either you do it or you don't do it. But if you decide to do one way, like let's say you screw Bernard and they will leave, he will then be angry at you once you arrive at the place, and you will play with the reputation you have towards him.
So everything you're doing in the game at all times is affecting your story, is affecting your relationships with other characters,
Exactly.
and can in turn affect how some story elements can turn out.
Exactly. So you can really push it to the limits. I mean, there's for example a quest, or there are several of these, but there's a quest where there are some bad dudes hiding in the forest, like a small troop of soldiers. You saw it at E3, I think, and this is a quest where you can either fight them and kill them, like really execrate this situation, and you will take a lot of soldiers there, and then there's this big skirmish, and they're like, I don't know, 15 against 15 or something like this. Or if you decide that you don't want to play the aggressive way, you could beforehand, through questing, try to sneak in this camp. You can try to tell those guys, and with your speech skill, diplomatic skills, try to tell him, you know what, tomorrow we are coming and we will all kill you, rather leave, and so on. So if you want to play this game in a peaceful way, you can almost finish this game in a non-violent way.
And not kill a single person.
Almost. Currently there's one person that has to be killed,
right.
and we are thinking of a way
in the
how
whole game.
to... Yes, like story-wise. And like... Yeah, and we're still trying to figure out how we can make him not killable, I mean. So that's the thing that we are going to do there. But of course, on the other hand, I mean, it's like with a regular medieval game, so we have swords and maces and everything, all the weapons, and fighting is of course a useful method how to persuade someone.
Yes.
So if you're more into fighting, then we have like what we think is one of the best depictions of medieval fencing. At least in a video game.
It's a very unique fighting method. I hope we're going to see some of the combat later on in the B-roll.
Well, Kingdom Come Deliverance in general is a little bit slower than you might expect from most other RPGs. Slower in terms of we want you to... you have to like really immerse into this game. So there's a lot of talking, a lot of investigation, a lot of traveling through the lands. When there's fighting, it's less action-oriented, the fight, but more technique-oriented. And really you have to look at your opponent, and if he's not wearing any helmet, you have to attack his head. If there are two dudes next to each other, then it's already problematic because you cannot slice through them. You need to somehow position yourself that they're behind each other, and these kind of things. So it's a little bit slower, but on the other hand, requires way more RPG input from you.
Yes. Am I right in thinking that a lot of the characters and a lot of the places in Kingdom Come Deliverance are based on real-life characters in history and real places in history as well?
Well, the entire game is based on a true story. So what we are showing there, pretty much really happened, right? It's not like history in your face. So for those who are not interested at all in history, then it's just an RPG.
Yeah.
But for those who are interested in history, there's inside the inventory, there's a codex where you will have all the NPCs and all the situations, something about the society. Every, let's say, castle you enter or village you enter, there will be something written about when it was first mentioned and so on.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff you can discover in there. On the other hand, if you open Wikipedia and check this period, 1403, you already kind of know what's going to happen in this game.
So don't check Wikipedia if you don't
However,
want spoilers.
you have your story, you are playing Henry, the son of a blacksmith, and he's a fictional character, so you are playing your own story within this historical correct, or...
So would you say it's the story of Kingdom Come is a personal story, is Henry's personal story through these events that happen. So we're not going to be shaping the events, we're going to be shaping Henry's story.
Yes, it will not change history. So there will be castles that were sieged back then, and you have to siege them as well.
Right.
There were cities that got destroyed, and they have to be destroyed in this game as well. So we will not change the outcome of history. However, you influence how these things happened.
Yeah.
So let's say castle siege, and then it's up to you if it was either attacked through night, or did you do some poisoning beforehand, or some stuff like this.
Sure.
So it's a lot of like your personal input. And then again, you can of course shape the character of Henry. So if you want to make him a violent guy, like full charge, or more the diplomatic guy, and so on.
So if you want, you could make him really quite an evil person.
Well, you can actually. There will be a huge quest where there's a huge quest in the game. There's a monastery which you have to enter because there's a bandit hiding, and the only thing you know is that he has a scar on his face, and now the funny thing is you can either enroll as a monk, but then we have a full-time historian in our team, and she was shouting, "No way there was ever a regular commoner entering a monastery." So the designers had to come up with a new idea how we can get him inside the monastery. So either you can enroll as a monk, or you sneak in by night, or you just go full Spartacus, go inside and try to kill them all. However, if you do the peaceful way and you pretend to be a monk, which you don't, but you pretend to be one, then you have to do like monk work, which means that you have to pray with those guys, you have to eat with those guys, you have to learn to read, you have to transcribe books and stuff. And this is all only happening if you decide that you want to make it happen. If you want to go sneak in, then the quest will be, let's say, solved in 30 minutes, let's say. But the peaceful way would take you 4 hours, let's say.
And can you talk us through what's happening here? Because we've seen the scene where we've got carnage at this place. Some bandits have been in, butchered people, butchered horses. This is the point in the game, I think, where mine and Holly's paths diverged. Because I remember speaking to this guy, and I did a completely separate thing to what Holly did. I went around looking for like a broken
Did you talk to the red guy, Jacob, to him?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Well, so what happened here is, for those... Is there anyone here who played the beta or saw our Kickstarter video? Very good. Everyone?
Yes.
Very good. So for those who saw the Kickstarter video 4 years ago, this quest was there as well, shown back then. It was, of course, in a very rough stage and things looked a little different, but this is pretty much the massacre quest which was shown back then already. Of course, in just small pieces. And for those who played the beta, this takes place right before the beta. So for those who played it there, if you can remember, you have to search for Riki, a guy who had something to do with some Neuhof stables, and that's where we are right now. These are the Neuhof stables, and that's where Riki was involved in. So what's happened here is that there was a bandit raid somehow, and they killed all the people and all the horses. Oh, most of them, not all of them. And your liege lord wants you to investigate with those soldiers what happened here. So, and the moment you arrive there, we release you in the open world, and then it's up to you to find out. So either you can do the long way. You can talk to everyone in this place. And there was Jacob, for example, the one with the red carpet or shirt thing.
You can talk to the dog there.
Yeah, doggy is not nice. And he will give you useful information, but only if you pass the skill check with him, and you have to persuade him. Then there's another guy who's called Mark. Hi, Mark. And you have to intimidate him to use the intimidation to get the useful information. And everyone has some different information for you, and they will all lead you to a different way. This guy here, for example, Ginger, if we ask him, he's like really evading, says, "Oh, I don't know nothing. Don't leave me alone. Leave me alone." So
suspicious.
If you come across him, you might think, okay, he's a little fishy, right? But again, we don't tell you talk to him and talk to them and talk to him. You need to find out yourself. And the best of all is you can completely skip the crap if you don't like it and just go alone around the stables and try to find clues. So there will be broken fences, there are bloodstains and you can completely alone, without doing any talking, try to find the bandits. I will already tell you that there are bandits hiding. So some people who survived, and you can find this alone.
You described it to me as like using Witcher senses, but without your Witcher senses.
Exactly, using your Witcher senses without the Witcher senses.
So you actually have to follow an actual trail of blood.
Yes, and as I said, everyone tells you something different. So Mark here, for example, he knows, or he saw where they fled to. He will tell us that they fled to the north. But only if we pass the skill check here. It's the intimidation, the impress and the intimidation. And what we saw on the bottom left and bottom right was like the skill check. On one hand, you see what skills you have. On the other hand, you see what skills he has. And it's like easy. If you have a higher number than him, then you win. However, we just saw question marks because we never talked to him before and we don't know what stats he has. So either we will try it, or we try to talk to other people and find out who he is. However, in Kingdom Come, you will always have only one chance. So if you mess up in one of those dialogue options, let's say you tell someone, tell me your information or I will beat you up, and it says fail, then all of a sudden he will get up and he will try to fight you because you, try to use your intimidation, but he said, screw you, I'm going to kill you now. So again, you have to think about immersive. What type of player am I? What should I use? That's our beautiful map.
I love this map.
You see the aerial markers only, so we don't tell you, go there and push A to do something, or X, or whatever.
Here's the broken fence that I've found.
Oh yes, that's a broken fence. If you inspect it, he will say, "See, this wasn't done by animals." So if you come across this without and this is like I think my personal favorite of the game, or the beauty of Kingdom Come, that you have those quests, and it's really an RPG where you have to find your way. And if you for example fail all the skill checks with all the people there, and really no one wants to talk to you, then, and it looks like you failed the quest or you cannot finish the quest, there will be, at least for the main quests, and this is one of the main quests, at least for the main quests, we want to make sure that there's always some workaround, and just take a little bit more time, find the bloodstains here, and then try to inspect them and say, oh, most likely they went deeper in the forest, and so on and so on.
So if you wanted to, if you were lucky, you could not talk to anyone at all, and just walk from that farm into the forest and find the bandits without talking to anyone.
Yes. And then, again, we are a little bit crazy about Kingdom Come. Then it branches out again. Right now, I don't know if you can hear it, we can already hear voices. So there are bandits hiding behind these bushes. One of them is heavily injured, the other one is talking to him. So, and now there are again a lot of 4 or 5 different options of what you can do. First option is going inside, do Holly method, and just kill the bandit.
Holly method. This is
the Holly method.
Right,
this is our combat. So you see this star in the middle. I told you it's a little bit slower, our combat, because it's more strategy oriented or tactics oriented. So the red indicator shows us where we are aiming at, so we can have like directional attacking.
Oh, nice.
And the green shield, which you see in the middle sometimes now, is the indicator for a perfect block. If you are able to execute to push the block button in this moment, the time will a little bit slow down, and then you can do some combo to throw him on the ground or something like this.
I remember when I first fought someone in Kingdom Come, I approached it like I was playing Skyrim, just went into swinging my sword, and I did not last long at all.
Well, our sword is not magically swinging through the body of your opponent, so it will really bounce off if you, with a sword, for example, they don't have a plate armor, so that's a good thing. That's why using a sword makes sense. But if they would be in full plate armor, it would barely harm him. But they had no face protection. They had just some helmet and no face protection. So if you would be able to attack the head, even if they're in full plate armor, you might kill them immediately. And he has, well, this guy has a pretty funny dialogue. I don't know if you saw it. He's saying something like, no one can match me with iron in their hands, but some stupid peasant killed me with a dagger covered in horse shit. So he got infected and died. But he has a hoof pick in his pocket. And the quest continues. So who's this hoof pick from? But I told you about outbranching, right? So now we have another situation. So this was Holly method, going in and killing him.
So this is the same thing we just saw, but a different method of doing it.
Exactly. That's another method right now. This will take a little longer. However, that's a peaceful approach. We heard them, and we are going to sneak closer. So we are, if you would play this, this is not, we cannot hear it right now, but they are really chatting and talking. And they are talking, you will see this. You can turn off these dialogue things in the menu, so don't worry. But they are talking about, the guy who's injured says, I'm injured, you cannot leave me here. And the other guy says, no, I will carry you back. And they're saying, no, I will not make it, please kill me, but do it quick. And he said, no, you are my friend. So they have some kind of like really long talking there. And they are talking about, we will go to the camp, and then we will take care of that gingerbread from the farm. So
they're talking about ginger.
And then you hear, okay, ginger. And now you could already go back if you want to. But if we take a closer look, I hope we can see this. He will, the one who's so injured, he will persuade his friend that he will kill him. So he will, in a second, he will kill him with a dagger, and then the other dude will walk off.
Right.
So you can find the hoof pick anyway, because the dead body will be there on the ground.
So you don't actually have to engage in combat at all in this bit.
That's the point. If you want,
Holly also
Holly
mentioned that you could go all the way back to the farm, report these guys to your commander, and the entire legion can come in.
I recorded everything for you,
right,
so this will be there as well.
Sorry, I have to spoil it.
No, that's totally okay. So yeah, so this will be more the peaceful approach, and he will. Is he doing it already? He will do it in a second. He will pull out his dagger from his. No, it's a long dialogue, of course, but that. It's on purpose, so long the dialogue, because so you would have time. Oh, he done it right now. Did he? Yes, I think so. Yes. So he killed him. Now he will wander off and so on. The other guy will be dead on the ground, and now the other dude will walk off.
And it's interesting to get a bit of story, because usually they'll just be evil bandits. you kind of maybe sympathize with them a little bit even there. They're
Exactly.
talking about their friendship
Exactly.
and how you just
And that's
want to-
very, very important. We want to have useful, or not useful, like meaningful quests and dialogues. And so it's not really just clicking and I just want to skip this dialogue as soon as possible, but we want to make it funny with a lot of information, but like intriguing and like really storytelling. What happened right now, we unfortunately didn't see it. This was the dialogue that happened when you come too late to the farm, when you wander off with your horse.
Right.
And he was saying like you're sticking around like a bad smell and do something useful and so on. However, this is the situation when you found the broken gate and heard from the guys from Mark who's saying there in the north. If you you did this, I think.
Yes.
If you report before you go to the north, actually, and report to your captain, he will not believe you. He will say something like, do you really believe those peasants? I say, yeah, well, they are frightened, but they are not stupid. And then he will send Ruda with you, and Ruda doesn't want to, but but he says no. So Ruda has to go with you, and now it's a tag team. So you're two guys, and together you are going in the forest, which is useful if your fighting skills are low, if you think you're not good enough in fighting, and so on and so on. So you can of course take Ruda. Ruda says he is also barking stuff, so he says something like, "Are you sure they're here? If not, the old man will punish us both." So we try to make it immersive. So if you go there, Ruda will be attacking with you, and that's the same situation.
It's amazing how many different ways there are to play this, just one bit of one mission.
And I hope this adds to replay value. But what I hope even more is that one day you will talk to your friends, let's say, and you say, I don't know, this skirmish was so hard, I barely made it. And your friend will say, like, which skirmish? I didn't saw any. Like the quest ABC, and it's like, no, there was no skirmish. I just went there, persuaded him, everything was fine.
Well, when
it's
I played
what?
at Gamescom with Holly, there were about 6 other people in the room with us all playing in the same session, and none of us had the exact same playthrough.
Yes, and that's exactly what I like. And now Ruda is fighting with you. Of course, you have the same thing, and then Ruda from the back, zack, and he saved your life. Very good. And the last option, yes, of course, if you spot the, you see, there's a lot of stuff going on in Kingdom Come. If you spot the enemies, the bandits, and say, I saw them, and he will say, really? And then he will send all of his soldiers to the north, and then you are like, I think 5 or 6 soldiers, and then you are 6 against 1 bandit, and then this like super tag team. So yeah, so this is really the way of how we want to deliver Kingdom Come and how we are working on, and that's why we also took so much time and effort into this game. And this is really a very like passion-driven game. Like, we are 100 people right now in the studio, and everyone in there really, in the beginning, while we were developing, it was like, oh, how about we add this? And it's like, oh yeah, let's do it. And then, how about we add this as well? And it's like, this is how development went in the beginning. That's why it took us a little bit longer. But everyone is like fully motivated and fully passionate, and really we're all looking forward to release it. And that's how it looks when you then walk with the entire squad there.
Wow, I mean, the bandits have no chance now, do they?
By the way, if you take a look at the vegetation there, this game takes place the studio is located in Prague, Czech Republic, and this this game takes place around 60 kilometers or 30 miles south of our studio of Prague. So we went there, we bought a satellite height map of the region, we scanned vegetation, trees, bushes, like the typical stuff which is there around, and modeled them and recreated them and bring them in the game. So even the forests look, I dare to say, as realistic as it can get. And yeah, so this was these were all the different solutions you could find. And then, if you remember, we found the hoof pick. If you remember, they were talking about Ginger, and now Ginger is gone.
He's gone. I wonder
why. The hell happened there, right? So again, we only those who talk to Ginger will eventually go to Ginger, so find out that he's missing. So now you can ask those guys again who this hoof pick is from. Bernard will be happy that you solved the quest, and you will find out.
There were bandits here, 2 of them. Right there to the north in the
This
woods.
happens if you do holy mode. If you kill the bandits
Holy
alone,
mode. Can we officially call it holy
yeah, let's
mode?
call it holy mode. If you just go full sword ahead,
The other
that's
was
holy
already
mode.
dying.
And if you do that and kill those bandits alone and come back, you will report to Bernard, and he will then go and scout the area himself.
Amazing.
However, we have still this hoofpick thing, so we need to find out who's this from. But we already know it's from Ginger, who left. So we have to ask around where Ginger is, and Jacob might know. He's so bloody because he's one of the, of course, survivors of this
Survivors of
raid,
the attack,
and he was
yeah.
fighting back the attackers. And among those attackers, there's one bandit called Runt. That's funny. There's one bandit called Runt, and Runt, for those who played the beta, he's like the bad dude in the game. Oh,
Right.
He's like the bad dude in the game, and he killed your parent. We could saw this in the for those who know the trailer, you can see Runt there, and he killed your parents. And that's very interesting that in the beginning of your game, you are driven by revenge. So first of all, you want to revenge your family, and your hometown got destroyed and such. But throughout the game, once you get in the service of a noble, you will find out that there are way bigger things going on, that the king of Hungary is attacking, that your current king was kidnapped, and you will have some kind of, let's say, change of mind or so, that from like your personal revenge, you understand that there are bigger things going on, and you are protecting pretty much, or helping to protect Bohemia,
So
your
you
home
get caught
country.
up in this massive conflict.
Exactly,
and
you will get
events.
torn into a civil war,
Yeah.
and then fight along the soldiers. But as I stated in the beginning, you will never become a king or something like this. You will always be a kind of commoner.
So you're not the chosen one in this RPG.
You are not the chosen one, and
No.
and that's also why Bernard is not waiting at you in the courtyard. When you are coming into a village or something, the game is not waiting for you. You are not the center of the earth there. You're just part of the game, and now play with it.
Yeah.
Do what you think is right, and that's why Bernard is leaving. He will not wait there 3 days in day and night, raining, thunderstorms until you come. If they go to Neuhof with the horses, and you go to some other place, let's say do questing, I think it takes 3 days or 2 days or so, like in-game days. If you come then to this place, they will already have found the bandits, killed the bandits, and they will be there and will say, Henry, where the hell have you been? It was Ginger, he left.
That
And
entire thing, you can skip it completely.
isn't that great?
And